Rangers. There we go. There we go. Let's go. Yes. It's the Rangers, baby. Because it's Artemi Panarin now. Woo! Woo! Let's go. Let's go. Panarin.
The New York Rangers. The New York Rangers have won the draft lottery.
Out of here.
You are now tuned in to the Windy City Benders podcast. This is WCBP.
That's good. I was so fucking nervous it was going to end up being Pittsburgh or Edmonton.
Holy fuck.
Let's go. Left side, Panarin, Lafreniere. Oh, my God.
So, a different team next year for the Rangers, eh?
I guess, you know, like they're probably playoff bound for sure. Like they have more money now too, because like Hank's contract's up and
his contract's not up.
I thought it was.
No, he's got one more year.
Oh,
but there's rumors that the Devils are going to reach out and see what it would take for them to pick up Hank.
Oh shit, this is amazing. All right, so I'm just happy right now, like that it's not Edmonton.
It's not Toronto.
It's Toronto. I mean, Toronto would have been insane because it doesn't mean they would be good and still because their defense is terrible. But I'm just glad it wasn't Edmonton and it wasn't Pittsburgh. And fuck yeah, dude, that's sick. For like, I've been quickly becoming like I like the Rangers a lot this season, and that's gonna be nasty.
It's gonna be the team coming out of the East, man.
Yeah, we'll see.
We got to lose the faith in Toronto a bit and, you know, switch our focus on another Original Six team.
Yeah, seriously. You think the Rangers could have the quickest turnaround in a fucking rebuild? Are you kidding me? And not only do they get the first overall, they still get a pick in the first round from Carolina.
They get Toronto's.
Yeah, they do.
So they'll get Toronto's pick. So Toronto not only gets knocked out in the qualifying round, doesn't get the first overall pick, and now they won't have a first-round pick.
Yeah, well, it's top 10 protected. I'm pretty sure they're not they wouldn't be in the top 10.
No, because everybody else it will go backwards from points percentage.
Yeah.
So they won't be. So it's another edition of the Windy City Bender podcast. We'll just jump right in. We wanted to do this a little bit different. We literally left from wherever we were watching the Phase 2 draft lottery, had the thing run in, popped right in here real quick just to get our initial reaction. If you missed, you know, in that whole like excitement right there, the New York Rangers won the Phase 2 of the draft lottery, and they have won the right to draft let's say Lafreniere.
Lafreniere.
Didn't fuck that name up as bad as I thought I was going to.
Yeah, no, that's not bad.
But
Dude,
this sick. How big of a deal is this for the Rangers? Like, honestly,
it's huge, man. Oh my God. And I'm just looking at like what they have. Like Mika Zibanejad, has an extension, and they have Panarin, and they're both locked up for like 7 years or like 6 years after this season.
So what's hilarious is I posted last night after
Kreider. That's not Zibanejad. My bad.
After Toronto lost last night, I posted up different mock-up jerseys with Lafreniere 11 on it. Yep. Like, who's he going? Who's going to get this potential future franchise player? Had one smart-ass Rangers fan comment, "He's not a franchise player." So I just replied to him. I'm like, "Still feel that way, bud?"
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you'll be pretty fucking happy when he's on your team.
This kid is being compared to like a combination of Crosby and Taves.
Yeah. And
that is fucking ridiculous.
He's playing the left side too. Man, oh man. Their power play is going to be pretty fucking good.
I don't know why I always thought he was a center.
It's always top prospects are always like centers.
Yeah.
Like that's what it's been.
So big
fucking
news.
Wow.
Do you think Hank is going to change his mind about maybe asking for a trade, or do you think the Rangers are pretty much done with Hank?
I mean, I would start the season if you can hold on to him. Just start the season as is. But like, I don't know. if you can get interest from him, like it's good to move that contract and like move that money towards like your younger guys. He's making his AAV is 8.5. So like,
I guess the main thing I'm kind of wondering about is if he is essentially going to be cup chasing now at this point in his career, would staying with them make the most sense? Or do you think, like you said, wait till the trade deadline and then maybe do that kind of thing?
I think getting him on a team that's like extremely cup ready is probably the best bet, because New York is like, they're set up, but they're set up for like a few years from now.
Yeah. That's
what I kind of think. Like they're getting their long-term contracts in, like Jacob Trouba, he's got 6 more years after this year. Chris Kreider has 6 more years after this year. Panarin has 6 more years after this year. It's like, you see where they're going. And I don't know, like, I feel like they still need a couple other things to pan out for them in order for them to be like true cup contenders. And it mostly is just experience with like their younger guys, really. Like Capo Caco needs a little bit more like experience. I think Adam Fox will be like pretty good like in the next few years as well. Like Tony DeAngelo had a great season this year. Like if he keeps growing, it's going to be really good for them. I think they have a good shot at making the playoffs next year, but it's going to be like one of those where they kind of go in as a younger team and not expecting much and just try and get as much playoff experience as possible. And then maybe the next couple of years after that, they can really make some fucking noise.
I mean, they definitely have the pieces there. Hopefully Capo figures it out. I mean, honestly, until you brought him up, I kind of forgot about him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking at his stats right now. 66 games of regular season, 10 goals, 13 assists. He's a minus 26.
As a second overall. And, like, that's
not good.
No.
And in the playoffs, in the 3 games, goose eggs and a -1. So thinking about this, Lafreniere, thinking of the teams he could have went to, is New York kind of like, do you think the NHL a little bit is like, oh, thank God, New York? Like,
oh, yeah.
It's a primetime team. They can market the fuck out of him.
Yeah, I think that's one of the best things that they could have gotten out of it. I'm sure it would have been like, oh, like Sidney Crosby passing the torch to Lafreniere, like now it's his team, and like once Crosby goes to like retire, or like, oh, what like a huge line it is to have McDavid and Lafreniere together. It's like, oh, fuck that, dude. That would have sucked. And then I was just like, fuck Florida. Like Florida would, like, the thing that bothers me the most about Florida is like they didn't even say it, but they won the draft lottery in 2002 and 2003 or whatever it was at the time, and they traded away both of those picks. And
right.
One was for Marc-Andre Fleury and one was for Rick Nash. It was okay. And then they won when they got like Aaron Ekblad, so like I didn't really give a shit about Florida winning it.
Yeah, they're really in Minnesota, Nashville. I did not want to see just because of the division rivalry.
Yeah,
like didn't want to see that all the time. I think honestly, yeah, Rangers is probably best.
Winnipeg too. I didn't want to really see.
Yeah,
Winnipeg is so salty.
I don't hate Winnipeg though as much as I do like.
Yeah, I know I have the same kind of feeling, but it's still the division thing. Yeah. But Winnipeg also just got Line A and like a huge jump up to number 2, and then they were the spot in which the draft lottery was supposed to give them first overall, but they were still in the qualifiers. So it was just like, whew, lucky the Rangers.
So what is the controversy you think going to be coming up? We just got a text in our group text about the guy dropping the Rangers ball in too early.
Saying the ball is too late. That's hilarious. Yeah, sure.
It's out there, NHL's rigging it.
That's so dumb. That's the dumbest thing. I was literally staring at like the lottery machine, just like seeing like which balls were like hanging up. I was like, okay, if he doesn't know, that's Florida. That's Toronto. That's Florida. There's Edmonton. Fuck that. No. And then when it popped up and I saw a little bit of red with like blue, I was like, oh, it's the Rangers, let's go. Let's fucking go. It's like basically the number one team I wanted to fucking win it.
I thought I was on delay with whatever I was watching because I can hear you through my headphones outside of the office screaming, let's go. And I'm like, what just happened?
Yeah,
oh, man.
I got a little excited. So, hey, what's up? Welcome.
Yeah, so episode 108. Tanner, Jarom here.
It's the draft results.
The draft results.
The qualifications are over. Playoffs are starting. Guess what? What we called at the beginning of the year, Hawks playoffs, baby.
Yeah.
And we fucking nailed it.
I was going through my tweets when I tweeted at Biz and RA and Wit, and I was like, you guys are gamblers. Hawks make the playoffs, you come on the show. No response. And I wanted to copy that, retweet at them and be like, nice call. We're not to take that bet.
Yeah.
But
that's
no.
Fucking hilarious.
The qualifying round is done. The round robin is done. That was just a week of hockey.
Yeah.
Absolutely well done.
We had an elimination day on what was it, Friday?
Yeah, Friday.
Which was amazing. Literally 5 of 6 series ended that day.
Thanks, Toronto.
Yeah, you had to go and fucking score 3 goals in 3 minutes and then win in an OT. Bad shit crazy.
So let's just talk about that then. What was your takeaway from the qualifying round robin, how they handled it?
I think it worked really well. I think it was pretty cool. Honestly, you could tell what kind of teams are wanting it. There's teams that did not show up.
Oh yeah.
And I'm looking at you, Boston and St. Louis, and I hope you don't show up at all. Just go home. It's fine.
People are talking about they're just saving themselves for when it really matters. But it's you know what? If you don't get off to that start and get somewhat of a rhythm, you're gonna be fucked because you're gonna be playing against teams both teams that they're playing 4-game series. They got 4 playoff level hot.
Oh, Carolina swept.
Oh, fuck, you're right. Yes. Okay, still. You got 2 teams coming off of essentially playoffs level hockey.
Yep.
And they're going in, especially Carolina. If I was Boston fans,
sick.
I would be shitting themselves right now.
No, but they're too cocky. Fuck Carolina.
Dude, fuck Boston. I hope Carolina absolutely smokes them.
Yeah.
I hope Carolina smokes them. I hope it's not even close. I hope it's 4 games.
Yeah.
I hope that Boston just gets hands out embarrassed. And then you're looking at St. Louis too, gets smoked by the Blackhawks. People are saying, oh, the game doesn't matter. It's just the Blackhawks, practice game. It was 4-0, whatever. You know what? Look at you fucking fed the Hawks that win right there, and look at what it did for them. You fucking put confidence in them.
The Hawks were killing
they could do this.
Yeah, it won. I think with Edmonton scoring the first goal and McDavid scoring it too, they kind of were like, "Oh, fucking, we got this." And then as soon as we go turn it back around and put 2 in, 3, 4, they're like, "What just happened?" Hey, Mike Smith, are you paying attention, bud?
Why? Okay, we'll talk about that in a second, or unless you want to just get into it now.
No, just we'll hold on.
Okay.
I'm all rattled. I'm so juiced up from the Rangers winning the fucking.
There's just so much to talk about. So let's look at the qualifying rounds.
Hell yeah.
What series do you think? Which one were you most impressed or most entertained by, or was there a series that surprised you? It went the way it did.
I was pretty surprised with the Rangers not doing anything, but it was more about Carolina just looking like the fucking nastiest team. Svechnikov was disgusting. He was just oh yeah, I'll just score. It's cool, right? Doesn't matter? No? All right. No worries, guys. I got this.
Well, just note that I was the only one to say Carolina was going to win that series.
Yeah, that was dumb. As soon as I saw Carolina, because they were the first game to open up the qualifiers, and we were all hanging out, And I was just like, oh my God, Carolina looks so fucking good. And I should have changed my mind when we were talking about the qualifiers beforehand. I was like, oh yeah, they are so stacked.
One more quick draft lottery thing. I just pulled something up. So the draft order.
Yeah.
After Buffalo, Minnesota's got 9, Winnipeg 10, Nashville 11, Florida 12. Toronto would have been 13, but it goes to Carolina. Edmonton.
Well, that goes to.
That goes to Carolina.
Oh, that goes to Carolina. That's true. Yeah.
Edmonton 14th, and Pittsburgh right now is 15th. They have 7 days to decide whether they keep their pick or send it to Minnesota for the Zucker trade.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a deep draft though. So when you're Pittsburgh at this point, like you lost to fucking Montreal.
Hold it. Like, I don't know.
You should really realize that like getting rid of that pick right now is probably not helpful for your team in the long run, especially when you have like your guys are getting older.
And they're going to be a team too that's going to be in the playoffs again next year. So it's not like they're going to be losing a good pick next year. I would just give it to them this year. Or no, hold it this year.
Yeah, this is going to be their better pick.
Yeah. So back to
all over the place.
Sorry.
No, it's fine because I really wanted to know what the draft lottery looked like. So like where we would have been drafting was 10th, which is now Winnipeg. So you're welcome, Winnipeg, for winning. Now you get to have
still
10.
like.
So now we don't like. I think if we lose the first round, and if Montreal loses the first round, we end up getting 17th.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, we just went from 10 to 17. Or if Montreal somehow wins and we lose, then we get 16th. Or we can just keep going and like each round just like delay our pick even more.
Yeah.
It'll be like the mid 2010s when all of our picks were between like 25 and 30. It's fine.
I'm still so fucking torn on how I feel about this. Like, I'm pumped that Hawks are playing, but at the same time I'm like, oh God, to be in that lottery today would have been fucking sweet.
It would have been crazy. Are you kidding me?
I would have been fucking stressed the fuck out.
I'm trying to think no. I was like, well, maybe with the way the balls would have been put in, Chicago would have been the first ball still because Edmonton. Oh no, who was first? I can't even think about this anymore. It's Edmonton, right? They were the first one. Yeah, they dragged that shit out so long.
Oh yeah.
Like, stop. This is a 5-minute thing.
Let's go.
Let's talk about everybody's first overall history. Jesus.
All right. Back to qualifiers.
Yeah. All right. So you want to just go series by series?
Yeah, just do a quick little touch on each one. So we'll start in the East. Kind of touched on Carolina and New York already.
Yeah.
Carolina just pretty much should have put the rest of the Eastern Conference on notice with that.
Yep. Oh my God, yeah. They dominated.
That line of Stepnikov, Aho, and Teravainen. Oh.
Yeah.
God.
They're exciting to watch. So that's going to be really fun.
Poor Schvack gets the hat trick. They don't throw hats, and they're like, we didn't think about this.
Yeah.
First hat trick in franchise playoff history, too, by the way, which is not too shabby for a 20-year-old.
True. Fucking, oh my God, he's so good. I was gonna say, and then they were like, oh, we should think about how like we could do that, and then McDavid gets a hat trick against us, and then they have one person tossing hats over the glass. It's like, oh, funny.
Cool. All right. So I wasn't surprised at all by that. I was surprised it won 5 games, but didn't go 5 games, but. But I will take the lone victory on that between you, Nolly, and our listeners. You guys are all fucking morons.
Hey, take it easy.
One that makes us all look dumb. We'll go with the obvious. Pittsburgh versus Montreal.
3 games, baby. I called it. Pittsburgh in 3.
Montreal's going to steal at least 1 game. Carey Price can steal them 1 game. But other than that, that's all they're going to get.
Yeah, let's argue Edmonton and Pittsburgh. Hey, Patrick Kane and Carey Price can steal a game or 2. We better make it a best of 5. All right. We did it.
Should I argue for the best of 7?
Yeah, right.
This Jesus. One, I just have no words. It's like I just don't know if it's like Pittsburgh just wasn't expecting them to try or like
dude, plus Montreal looked like shit in the exhibition game too.
It was such a bad against Toronto. That was such a bad game.
Yeah. Oh
I
my
saw
God.
that, and I was like kicking myself for saying they were going to win a game.
Yeah. And then all-time sniper Jeff Petrie comes out of nowhere and decides he's putting the team on his back for game 1 and 3. He's just like, I'll get the game winners here. Like, don't worry. It's like, Jesus Christ.
So, I mean, Pittsburgh's one of those teams. They're like the Hawks. They have their core guys that are getting older, kind of thing. Is this – we mentioned with their draft pick and all that kind of stuff, but do you really believe that this might be the beginning of the end? Do you think it's just like they need to figure –
I hope so.
Do you think,
I'm sick of it.
What do you think about them playing Murray instead of Jari?
I think they just went with, like, playoff experience at that point, and – like, even though Murray had a worse season than Jari, it's one of those things that we talked about. It's like you don't really look at the season as something that is going to reflect what you do in the playoffs because it's so fucking long ago.
Yeah.
Like, that's not even anything that's going to be, like, a part of the playoffs here. So they just went with who they could trust more, I think.
Do you think they should have had a shorter leash with Murray, sorry. God.
I don't know. Like, Like, the games were close. I think that it was more on their offense. Just they weren't getting it done, you know? They couldn't handle the fact that, like, they had to go against, like, Shea Weber, who's a fucking monster, and Carey Price, who just is going to flip a switch and be like, oh, yeah, I still want the rest of my contract, so let me be amazing. Like,
I mean,
so
Shea Weber killed his own backup goalie backup goalie.
He sacrificed the third string goalie for this.
I mean, yeah, you're right. Canadians 3-2 game 1, Penguins 3-1 game 2, 4-3 game 3, 2-0 game 4.
Yeah, and game 4 was the one that the Pittsburgh Penguins were talking about where Carey Price can steal a game. It's like, yeah, he'll steal the fucking series clincher. It's fine.
That was, yeah. Let me try to pull this up really quick.
What?
I'm
What are you trying to
like
find out?
Shots.
Oh,
they were
shots.
even 22 shots.
Yeah.
Even face-off percentage, 50-50.
That's the thing.
Both 0-for-2 on the power play.
When you're Pittsburgh, like your offense is, like, supposed to be so fucking good. Like, I don't know, man. But, you know, it's the same shit with Toronto. Like, you have this high-powered offense, and you just think that you're going to stomp all over a team. Nope. They will just game plan their defense to play against you. It's fine.
Crosby only had 3 points. Malkin.
Speaking of points, did you see that, like, McDavid's got the playoff record for the most points in a playoffs that don't count? Most playoff points in an area that doesn't count. It's like, all right.
Yeah, we'll get to that, but he had 25% of their team points.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Malkin only had 1 assist. Like, your big guys let you down.
Hey, could be age. You never know.
Yeah.
Could be the rust of not playing for 3 months and only getting a few weeks of training camp.
So all 4 of us, me, you, Nolly, and the listeners, all took Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And we all looked dumb.
Did anybody even say like 5 games?
No. You said 3 and me and Nolly said 4.
Yeah. I should have learned from last year. Should have learned.
Here's another series that I don't know what we were thinking about when we made these picks, but Florida versus the New York Islanders. Me and you and the listeners took Florida. Nolly took New York in 4 games. So he was just on the fucking money.
Yeah.
Why did we take Florida? I'm trying to remember what my reasoning was, and I
liked their offense. I liked their offense better. But
and I thought Bob could have shown up a little bit better. I thought he had a bad season. He had this downtime.
Yeah, I thought he could turn it around easily. Yeah. I think it's just Florida's defense isn't that great.
No, that's
that shows.
Talking with Rossi, good friend Rossi, who he covers the Florida Panthers for Hockey Buzz. He's saying that he had no confidence in this team just because of their defense alone. He's like, it didn't matter if Bob showed up. It didn't matter if their offense showed up. Their defense was going to let them down.
Well, dude, their fucking power play was pretty sick.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Like, I thought they would have a good offense, but Islanders are just – it's Barry Trotz's, like, coaching scheme. It's defense first. And then they have, like, the guys that'll just put the puck in the net still. Fucking Barzell, Beauvillier, like, they're sick.
Kills me because the Islanders are like that team that, like, they're not that fancy. They're not that, like, sexy team where you're like, every year this is going to be the guy. Like, this is going to be the team that goes on the run.
Yeah.
And it's like every year they're there. Like, yeah, they're not making it, to the conference finals every year and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But they're competitive. They are always in the thick of it when it comes to the division and all that kind of stuff. It's like, what is up with that team? Like,
they're just a solid team.
And now they're gonna have their own stadium, like Reno. They're gonna have like a place to play.
And watch them fall apart.
I mean,
why not?
New York is gonna be a hotbed for hockey again, I think, minus Buffalo. But that's
minus Buffalo. That's very true. Oh my God, Buffalo. But how about Toronto and Columbus?
Oh, God,
I want to say the series was exciting, but it was just weird.
It was weird. All four of us.
Columbus looked good.
Took Toronto. Nolly and myself said 5 games, so we're 50% right. You said 4 games.
Oh, that's dumb.
And you also, when we were doing our prediction episode, convinced me that I made the wrong choice. And
oh, really?
Yeah, you're right. We made the wrong choice.
I know, because Columbus is so good. It's like, fuck. Like, they got all their guys back, except for, like, Josh Anderson. But, like, defensively, just shitting on the Leafs. God. And it looked bad after the first game because they lost 2-0, and Korpisalo was just a monster. And then, like, I was like, oh, okay, like, game 2, Leafs win 3-0. And I was like, okay, like, that's about what I was hoping for. And then they go up game 3, 3-0. I was like, yeah, dude, Montreal's got this. And then
Toronto.
Yeah, sorry. What the fuck am I wrong? Sorry, Maple Leafs. Then they get scored on. And then they get scored on. And then they get scored on. And I was like, what the fuck? And then they lose in overtime. And guess what? Another franchise first playoff hat trick for a different franchise, Pierre Dubois. And he's good.
Did you see the video of him on the bench? Like, Trotz, like, basically calling him out on the bench. And he's just, like, fucking, like, calm down, like,
yeah.
Like, calm down. And then he goes up the next game and fucking puts in the hat trick, puts the team on his back.
Jesus. And then game 4, Blue Jackets score 3. And you're like, wow, they just put in 7 in a row. Like, this is over. And then out of nowhere, Toronto's like, oh, yeah, dude, we know how to score. And fucking scores 3 with an empty net and ties the game. And then fucking wins it. And a power play goal, which there was, like, no fucking special team goals in this entire series, basically. It was, like, maybe 2 power play goals or something. And you're like, holy shit. And then it's like, that's that turnaround game. That's that one that, like, the team can fucking, like, ride that energy and show that they can win. And then the Blue Jackets were like, and we're going back to playing defenses. And Korpisalo is just going to be nasty. And, yeah, you guys lose 3-0.
What?
Yikes.
Yeah. And what's just good for Columbus, man. Like,
yeah. I don't know. Like, it's ever since last year against like Tampa, I feel like they're building themselves up as like a really tough team that's gonna be. It's like, or they're gonna be really tough to knock out of the playoffs. Like, they are so defensively good, and it's crazy.
Here. This is the tweet I was looking for. Steve Dangle wrote off all the styles of goals that were scored up until
it was in response to the goals that were scored because it was Columbus, and then it was Leafs, Columbus. Like Leafs, Columbus. There was literally no exchanges of goals like back and forth. It was just you score, we score like 3, you score, or we score 3 more, you score 4, you score 3 more, we score 4, you score 3 more. It was fucking weird.
Even strength, empty net, even strength, empty net, shorthanded, power play, even, 6 on 5, 6 on 5, 6 on 5, power play goal.
Yeah.
That's, oh my God. I can't find it. I'm so upset. I should have saved it. Maybe I screenshotted it. There was somebody talking about the odds of those 3-0.
Yeah, with 3 minutes left, it's 0.0025%.
Yeah, and it was and then the percentage, it was like the percentage of it happening once was like under 1%. Happened it twice, or happened it what you just said, under 3 minutes, even lower. Happened in back-to-back games, it was like 0.00000075% chance of happening. God. That's when I was like, God damn, this is gonna be a good series. And then the fucking last game just sucked.
Yeah, nobody showed up on.
So what's next for Toronto? Like, honestly,
I don't know, man.
You
gotta do something about that defense. But it's also like it's kind of shitty because they did lose Muzzin, and then they ended up losing Barry in that game 5. I don't know. Morgan Riley back there trying to do it all.
They have no cap space.
Yep.
They have
3 players making $33.5 million.
Oh, can you pull up those numbers that Poach texts us, like the stats from Matthews?
Oh, yeah. Just like what they did in the series.
Yeah, and how much of a joke it was. I mean, Matthews I thought did fine considering.
He was all over the place. You can tell like he was trying to like really get into it. Okay, so Matthews, $11.6 million a year, 2 goals, 4 assists. Tavares, $11 million a year, 2 goals, 1 assist. Marner, $10.9 million a year, 0 goals, 4 assists. And then Nylander at 6.9, and he's got 2 goals, 2 assists. And he said that's $40.4 million and only produced 6 goals and 11 assists in 5 games.
Yikes.
Yeah, there was another one. I don't know if you saw it, but it was so that top line that Toronto had in that game 5 is Marner, Tavares, Matthews made $33.5 million this season.
Yeah,
the entire forward core of like all 4 lines on Columbus made a total of $34.5 million.
That is fucking stupid.
So, do you think paying for a top line or paying for depth is working out better?
Yeah. Toronto Maple Leafs, last 15 seasons. I found this and I loved it.
Well, yeah, it's so bad.
Miss playoffs. Lost first round, miss playoff. Lost first round, lost first round, lost play-in. Like, they're fucked. Like, I'm sorry. Like, they have the talent, but they had no cap space. That even if they wanted to move one of those big contracts with a flat cap now, not many teams are going to be able to take that on without a lot of it being eaten or you taking little to nothing in return. Like,
well, also, what are you going to move? Like, what are you going to try and get? You're going to try and get defensemen? Because I don't think anybody's going to want to part ways with like a nice, like a solid defenseman that they have that would be like, yeah, we'll give you our defenseman that's probably like the same age as, let's say, like Marner, and be like, we'll take Marner off your hands at 10.9, and you can have like our like 22, 23-year-old defenseman that's probably making, I don't know, $4 to $6 million instead. It's like, no fucking way.
I mean, it's gonna like all the teams that Toronto calls are gonna be in control of that negotiation, and they are fucked.
Yeah, unless they try and trade him for like an older guy and be like, yeah, you can take all this cap hit and we'll take this older defense. Seabrook, if you want, we'll just
we'll take Nylander. You can have Seabrook.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I can do 2 of those guys on the same team.
I mean, maybe he'll kick Alex's ass and fucking put him to work. They don't have the only Tavares has a no movement clause, but nobody has like a no trade clause. Like they can get traded at any moment.
I don't think I think out of anybody it would be Marner or Nylander.
Yeah. Marner is 23.
But there is no way they can move that. There's no way.
I don't know.
One player that I was feeling bad for, and I think it kind of echoed it through everybody, was Jason Spezza.
Yep. Yeah, he gets in a fight trying to spark the team and does pretty well, and that's what led them to do that comeback. But whatever, Toronto loses again in the last game of the series. It's the same old shit over and over, so...
I'm glad Nolly was texting us, though, because I was like, I feel like I need to call and do, like, a wellness check on him. Like, call Angela and be like, hey, is he all right?
So let's move on to the West now.
Move on to the West, yes. All right. So we'll start off with, you pick a series to start off.
I'm going to go with the most, not interesting series that I thought was Flames versus Jets. Just because it could have been such a good series, but Scheifele and Laine getting hurt in the first game was just like, all right.
Can we?
That kind of sucks.
What Tkachuk did was not intentional.
No, there's no fucking way.
Fucking way.
He's skating into the boards to just make the play, and he's trying to keep up with Scheifele. And you can see his heel skips up off the ice, and that happens sometimes when you're fucking going to stop.
So I don't know if Maurice was just trying to spark something with his team or what, but it was
he was just pissed.
Come on. Tkachuk likes to start shit. There's no fucking way you could put that on him at all.
Yeah, plus they're saying Tkachuk works out in the summer with fucking Scheifele and Gary Roberts. And he's friends with him. And there's no fucking way anybody would ever want to just try and hurt Scheifele. He's the nicest guy in the fucking NHL.
Exactly.
He's a huge hockey nerd.
He's the one guy that it's really? You got a problem with him?
Yeah, he doesn't have a problem with anybody. The only person he has a problem with is Tyler Seguin, and it's being the last one off the ice, and they do fucking rock, paper, scissors.
But
Jesus.
I was expecting, that was a game changer right there. Them losing those two guys, game one. Scheifele within 3 minutes, and then Laine was second period, or was it still the first period?
Second period, I believe.
Second period, yeah. That was a game, right there. I think if they have those two guys healthy the entire series, it's a completely different. Maybe Calgary still wins, but I think it would have been a lot closer.
Well, yeah, you lose your top line center in Scheifele, and then one of your high-powered scoring wingers. It's it's gonna be pretty shit. And then Calgary just ended up showing up. Only, you know what I did notice though? Dylan Dubé he was fucking flying around all over the place, and it was pretty good.
Yeah. Winnipeg is another one of those teams that is just I don't know what they are yet.
Yeah.
They still, I think they're still trying to find that identity. They're still trying to see which line they're getting and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, everybody took Winnipeg, and the three of us all took them 4 games. So I guess we were kind of right.
Hey, I didn't know that they were going to get 2 guys hurt.
Yeah. So from one boring series to another, well, it wasn't really boring because it was physical. I'll go Vancouver, Minnesota.
Yeah.
We all got this one right. Nolly was the only one with games. He had 4. We had 3 because, fuck the mild.
Yeah. Yep, that's right. And they ruined it on the first game. Damn it.
Yeah. I'm very excited to see this Vancouver team come out with their young core. Mm-hmm. Hopefully they can keep them together. There's always the rumors of Brock being moved, but
yeah, because they want to have money for Pettersson and Quinn Hughes,
which is a very valid concern.
Absolutely, because they've already shown that they're going to be pretty expensive.
Yeah,
Jesus.
It's the Kubalik effect for us. Every time you see them do something, you're just oh, fuck, there goes another $1 million in another year.
5 points in the first fucking game. Shit.
Yeah. I didn't watch this. This is one series I didn't watch.
Yeah, I didn't really watch it either. But it's also the only series that the winning team had a comeback. Because Canucks lost the first game and then won the next 3. Every other series, the first team that won the first game won the series.
So,
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think that Minnesota was going to win. So I was right. So cool.
All right. To one of my favorite, second favorite series, maybe.
The one that could have gone like either way, really, too.
Yeah,
like it could be really exciting or it could be like pretty boring.
The Coyotes versus the Predators. So first off, is Nashville going to be hanging up a qualifier participation banner in the?
Everybody's already done it for them.
Oh my god, so funny.
Participants.
3-1 was that series. 4 games. We all took Coyotes, but we all said 5 games. Which
it was close.
It really was. Like the amount of times that Nashville just outshot the Coyotes.
Darcy Kemper.
Oh my god,
was disgusting.
What game was it that the Coyotes or Nashville had 12 shots, no goals? Coyotes had 1 shot, 1 goal. Was that game 3?
It might have been 3 or 4. I don't know. I think in the last game that they played, the one that they won 4-3, I think Nashville had 52 shots.
I will pull that up really quick. But first off, too, the Kachina jerseys.
I should have it like right here.
Yeah, 52 shots against the 34 in game 4.
And they lost
4-3. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude. Darcy Kemper had himself a series.
And what kills me, he goes down, they're still fine. Auntie Rotten will just step right up. Like, they might have, I think we said it in the preview, they have probably the best 1A, 1B goalie tandem in the league.
Here's Kemper's stats right now. He's at 2.77 goals against, which isn't like super great. It doesn't sound super great, but then you look at save percentage of .933. Like, Jesus, that's a good stat you want to have going into the playoffs. You want a goalie that's at .933 because that's a real solid fucking. Oh my god.
The Predators outshot them 40-28 in game 3 and lost 4-1.
Yeah, man, he's not letting shit in. And like that's gonna be, I don't know. We'll see what happens when they play Colorado.
It's going to be, well, I mean, we'll talk about that, but I think like it's going to be kind of a situation how I view like the Hawks going against Edmonton. I don't know if they'll win it, but they're going to make them work for whatever game whatever win they get in that series.
Oh yeah.
All right. So here is the main attraction. Edmonton wins against, oh wait, no. Everybody else was wrong.
You just not joking? Nat.
Everybody and their mother took Edmonton in this series. Huh. No.
I didn't.
No.
I took the Hawks.
Tanner.
The listeners didn't. The listeners took the Hawks.
Took the Hawks. But you took them in 5 games, so you didn't have that much confidence in them.
I mean... It was basically the Hawks versus McDavid and Draisaitl.
So we were at the drive-in for game 1 of this. First off, if they do that for the rest of these games, highly suggest you checking that out. That was so much fucking fun. Definitely go for the VIP. That's your $40 for VIP. That was awesome.
I mean, yeah, you get pretty close. It's pretty great.
Yeah. I mean, we were like the hit of the day, so I mean, not a big deal.
Yeah.
That first game though, like I don't think I've ever been like nervous watching a Hawks game since it was like a cup clinching day.
Yeah.
Or like an elimination game day. But McDavid scores that first power play goal like right away. And I immediately look right at you because when we were talking about this, you're like, yeah, Connor McDavid's gonna score 1 power play goal, then he's gonna score a second one, and then we're like, fuck, there's still 45 minutes left. Yeah. Scores the power play goal, then they get another power play like in a couple like 45 to a minute later. I'm like, what is going on, Tanner? No more talking.
Yeah, I hated it. I hated that I said that. But then it was okay because the Hawks just decided to put the puck in the net over and over and over again. And they left Mike Smith in.
What were
5 goals?
What were they thinking with that? Like, I understand maybe starting him, but leaving him in for 4 straight. Like, was it the third period he came in?
Who, Koskinen?
Yeah.
It was The second.
Oh, so he came in after the first Kubalik goal.
He gave up the last goal. Koskinen gave up the last goal. Mike Smith gave up 5 goals.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So Dylan Strome with a goal. Taves with a goal. Saad with a goal. Taves with another goal. Kubalik with a goal. Kubalik with another goal.
Kubalik with 5 points on the night.
Kubalik 5 points. What a debut.
Playoff debut or rookie record for a playoff debut in points.
Okay. Is this playoff or is it not? They keep saying it doesn't count.
The games don't count as playoff games, but the stats still count as playoff stats for individuals.
That's so weird. Yeah, I get it. That's so weird, though. Because they're like sitting there, they're like, remember, this doesn't count as a playoff. And I'm like, okay. And then they're like,
well, yeah, because
Corey
like otherwise it's like, well, the Rangers were a playoff team and they got the first overall pick. And it's like, well, no, they weren't. They were a qualifier. Also, the Carolina Hurricanes tweeted, "You're welcome at New York Rangers." Oh, it's like what a consolation prize for being the only team swept to get the actual fucking first overall.
God. So good. But yeah, so Chicago, Edmonton. This, I don't even know how to like describe it because it's like I didn't have confidence that they were gonna win the series. I definitely knew that they were gonna push them. Like I definitely saw it going 5 games, but I feel like they start off slow each game.
Right. Almost every game, Edmonton scored within a minute, like or within 3 minutes of the beginning of the game, and you're like, oh fuck.
Game 2 was 19 seconds in. Game 3
and 4, or at least game 4, I believe, was also like an early one too.
Game 4 was 45 seconds in. The Hawks actually scored first in game 3. Ali Mata.
Oh, yeah. But he was just like, their whole idea was just like, okay, we'll give them one, get them like a little excited, thinking that they're going to win the game, and then we'll just put in the next 2. And then really shit on them. Like, that's all we're going to do. Like, God, I've never seen McDavid so frustrated. And it was great.
Like, he's just sitting there. You know the picture of him with that awkward picture in the airport with
the old Asian couple?
Yeah, and he's just sitting there, and he's like, on the guy it was like Edmonton, and on the girl it was like 7 more years or something like that. Like,
oh no. Dude, that's another thing where it's like, where's the rest of that team at? And we were saying it in the preview. I was like, who's on that team? Who is on that team? No one. And guess who scored on that team? McDavid and Draisaitl, and no one.
Nugent Hopkins second with 8 points.
Okay, well, so he was
McDavid
on
had 9. Nugent Hopkins has 8. Draisaitl had 6. And they still lost.
Yeah. I mean, the Hawks, like we said that the season doesn't matter, but even in the season series, like the Hawks beat them. Like, I don't know why everybody thought that the Hawks were just not going to win a game. It's like, okay.
I don't understand. I thought, this is for sure going 5 no matter what. But the fact, though, too, Jonathan Taves, holy fuck, does he look fucking good.
Yeah. And then Kubalik and Taves and Saad line is great.
Oh,
and then Kaner, Doc, and DeBrincat. It's like I'm all excited about that one too.
Can you imagine?
Doc looks really good.
Doc looks really fucking good. Like the second that he gets that that one goal or that one play that really like sets it off for him, he's not looking back. No. Like he is just gonna go and it's gonna be unreal.
Literally the game winner with for Kubalik in game 4, like it was Taves versus Ethan Bear, and Bear goes down and he tries to get the puck, and Taves just lifts his stick twice, like so fast. He doesn't know what to do. He's like falling over. He's like trying to just get it away, and he's just like nope, and then he gives him right to Kubalik, snipes him, and you're like, oh, it's so nice because it's only like a few minutes left in the game. It's like, fuck you, Edmonton.
He's doing his best Brett Hall going on one knee for the 1T.
Seriously. God. The fact that Kubalik's he's just a shooter. It's the best. Yeah, it's fine because like
so
the last
money.
few, I feel like the last few years, the Hawks have always been like trying to get like way too pretty with their plays, and now it's just like Kubelik's just like I'll fucking just shoot it, like just give it to me, like.
That's what they were doing too. That's what I really noticed with them. It's like they just simplified their game. Like they weren't trying to be fancy. They were
shots
just
from the point.
Keith looked great. I know we haven't been like big at Keith fans, but
Yeah.
you know what? You can totally tell like what I think Nolly was saying that there was like Keith pretty much told Boquist like, hey, this is you now.
Yep.
You jump up, you take the play, kind of thing. I'll hang back.
And
he does, and it worked.
Dude, Slater Cuckoo was driving the play sometimes too, and I was just like, where did this come from? And then Ali Mata had a couple goals, and you're just like, what is happening? It was a lot of defensive contributions.
Yeah,
that was like, where was this during the season?
That combination of Cuckoo and Mata really fucking impressed me.
Yeah,
like, and Slater Cuckoo, let's just be honest too. His personality is finally coming out. I know before I said, you know what, whatever. Oh, sorry, you're not going to get what you want, so have fun walking, going somewhere else. I hope we signed him now. Like,
yeah, exactly.
He's around. Like his last thing, like, yeah, just to show you how good Patrick Kane is. His hands are. He's on pair of gloves 80 and 81. I'm on 2.
Yeah, I think I'm on my second pair this season. It's like, Jesus Christ. Can you imagine wearing 80 pairs of gloves? Like, first of all, there was only 70 games played. Like, unless he had, I don't know, like gloves that were numbered for like preseason. And why are they numbered? Why are they all numbered?
So he can keep track. I know he goes.
I guess so.
He rotates like I think 3 pairs a game.
That's crazy.
So like each period he'll have his own glove. He'll have his own set of gloves.
That's so fucking crazy.
Speaking of looking good too, Crawford.
Yep.
So he became the 20th goalie in NHL history to win 50 playoff games.
51 and 52.
And 52. You know what? A lot of question marks coming in, like him not being a part of training camp. Everybody, once we found out it was COVID, how was that gonna help him with his affect his breathing and all that kind of stuff on the ice? He looked fucking great. I mean, he looked like vintage girl out there.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't too concerned he had some big saves.
Yes, absolutely. And then, I mean, in the loss, there was some goals that you're just like, what is happening? But I actually felt really good about that too, because it's like, at least he's getting those really weird goals out in one fucking game.
Yeah. And I even think that's that one game too, that it really wasn't on him, a lot of those too. Like, they were bad goals, but they're also –
there was the one where he went to play the puck behind the net and then didn't do anything with it.
No goalie should be playing the puck behind this net.
Yeah, the ice is so shit.
It is so bad.
Except for I want to say Freddie Anderson should have stopped that puck behind the net that led to the Liam Foudy goal in Game 5. Yeah. He should have stopped that puck behind the net and never would have gone all the way around, and then he never would have gotten scored on. I don't know why he just stood there. But maybe he noticed that the goalies were doing really shitty at playing the puck, so he just was like, nah, I'm not fucking going back there.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Crawford showed up, and I think it was kind of nervous because it was like first shot in the first game went in. It was actually the first shot in like most of the games went in. It's just like, but then he's like, fuck, all right, fine. I got this now. Don't worry.
We literally sat down at that place, opened a beer, started pouring it in the cup, and they scored. And I was like, I don't know if I want this anymore. I'm like, this is going to suck.
Yeah.
But no,
it's all good.
So, yeah, any final thoughts on qualifiers?
I thought it was great. I don't want to ever see it again.
I was going to say, a lot of people are talking about how the NHL needs to find a way to make this a normal thing, but I think that just completely defeats the purpose of a season and all that.
Yeah, I'd rather have them do regular playoffs, but do the seeding correctly instead of
1 through 8. Yeah,
just do 1 through 8, like top 2 in the conference in the divisions as 1 and 2, and then the rest are just 3 through 8 in that order, and then. I always love the idea of reseeding after each round.
Yeah.
Because I think that's really cool. But I don't know.
That's the whole that's the thing that kills me about the whole point of doing well in the regular season is so you have quote unquote the easier path in the playoffs. So
having some teams finish like 1 and 2 in their division and then end up playing each other in the second round,
like
even though they would have been like 1 and 2 in the conference. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, that's completely cheating the fans, and you want to drive fans into the game. You want them to see their best hockey when it matters.
Well, you're cheating those teams.
Yeah.
Of like extra playoff.
That was the whole thing too. Like Ovechkin's and Crosby every year would face the second round, and it just that never made sense.
How much better would it be if it was the conference finals instead? Like, I think that would have been so much better. Yeah. Whatever. How about them round robin motherfuckers?
I didn't watch any of the round robin games, to be honest with you. I
hardly paid attention to them.
I wasn't excited about them. I think it kind of echoed amongst the group that it's bullshit that they would interrupt qualifying games to show round robin games.
Yeah.
But
hey, Flyers came in first, 3 wins. Golden Knights got 3 wins.
Boston, no wins.
The top 2 seeds in each conference got 0 wins.
Dropped to the 4th seed. Yeah, St. Louis and Boston failing. You hate to see it.
Not
at all.
And now they both get to play like the lowest seeded qualifying teams, which are like technically the best ones. It's like, oh baby, let's go.
I am sick and tired of hearing everybody talk about how this year needs an asterisk, because you know what? I think this is going to be the hardest earned Stanley Cup in a long time.
Absolutely.
Especially because you're
sick and tired of hearing about all these people talking about what's the deal with this cup life. Sorry, when you said that, I was like, oh my God, what's going on in my head? Yeah, it's definitely a lot tougher to win it this year, I think. Especially,
the qualifying teams, 19 wins. It's taking 19 wins for them to win the cup.
Yeah, if it ends up being one of them. And I think it's going to be tougher on these teams because now they're playing teams that have basically had playoffs already happening, and like they're trying to jump in, which is why I think teams like Boston and Blues are screwed. I think it 100% is going to be a qualifying team that wins the Stanley Cup this year. I can see that, but I don't know. We'll see. It's a wild year. It's gonna end up being canceled. Watch. It's just because. Yeah. I hate that I said that. They're gonna have a massive outbreak. Yeah. No, please. It's gonna be some team that, like Toronto. Like some Toronto fans gonna be super pissed, and since it's still there, he's gonna try and infiltrate the bubble. Well, our good friend Frank from Hockey Illuminati drove by Scotiabank Arena today and just was flicking it off on Snapchat, on Instagram. Are you mad? Yeah. So, I had a feeling after our exhibition game with the Blues that they looked bad. And they clearly didn't do much. And I don't think that the teams that are not doing the Bruins, they scored 4 goals total in those games. Yikes. The Blues scored 6. The Stars scored 5. The Golden Knights scored 15. Fuck, Jesus Christ, man. And I don't know, if you're not already, if your top line on the Bruins, your number one line, one of the best lines in the league, can't put more than 4 goals. I don't even know who scored on their team. I know DeBrus scored yesterday. He had a pretty goal, actually. He scored with that Nexus ADV that's got the hole in the blade, and I was like, people actually using that. Sorry. But still, their whole thing was that top line was so dominant throughout the year. And I don't know if these teams are expecting to just turn it on. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. There's no way. It's crazy. All right. Yeah, I think the Flyers look good, though. I did see their highlights and stuff, and God, the Flyers are on a whole nother level right now. Yep. Congratulations, Montreal. You beat Pittsburgh, and you get a chance to play in the Stanley Cup, and you lose your shot at number 1 overall, and your reward, a shit kicking from Philly. Yeah, well, you know what? They should have gotten a shit kicking from Pittsburgh, but we'll see. Yeah.
All right, so let's make predictions.
Okay.
So we'll start
Eastern.
we'll start in the East. We'll start with that Philly Montreal series. I have Nolly's picks. I have the listeners' voted picks. You want those first, or do you want to make your call first?
You can go with theirs first.
All right, so Nolly's taking Philly in 4.
That's always taking a sweep.
And 83% of our listeners took Philly.
Okay. That makes sense. You can't believe these things that they're going to get swept. Like, I just thought they were going to get swept against Pittsburgh and just got shat on. And he's the one that says, like, any team can win a game. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
I'm
personally taking Philly in 5. I think Price – I'll stick with my theory of last round. Price will steal them a game.
I got a Philly in 6.
Wow. You're giving them 2 games.
Yeah. I just – Jeff Petrie's going to just show up out of nowhere.
When they go back to Montreal.
Yeah, when they go back to Montreal. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. But, yeah, I don't know. I just think Philly already looked like a much better team than Pittsburgh when they played each other in the exhibition game.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I think Pittsburgh was one of those teams that just, like, never turned it on and didn't know what to do.
Yeah. But are you 100% confident, or are you just trying to take something different? Like, you think Montreal legitimately has a shot to win 2 games?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the playoffs, and anything will happen. Anything could happen, anything will happen. Honestly, Montreal might fucking end up winning the series.
We'll time mark this one as a future, like, suck it, Zach.
I swear to God, watch, like, Montreal sweep the Flyers because Carey Price just does not let in a goal.
I mean, weird things have happened. I mean, Columbus did sweep Tampa last year.
Watch fucking Montreal get the first dub. They'll get the first dub of the series. Because it's always just weird shit, man. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, playoff hockey, you gotta love it.
Yeah.
All right, so speaking of weird shit with Columbus, we'll go back to rematch. Columbus, Tampa.
Last year.
Nolly took Tampa in 5. 52% of our listeners believe Columbus is gonna win.
52, that's close. Yeah.
What are you taking?
I got the sweep 2.0.
Wow.
Columbus in 4. I'm not giving Lightning a chance. They don't have Stammer and they don't have Hedman.
Yeah, that one's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, Stamkos, it's terrible to say this because how good he is, but I think losing him is not going to be a big an effect as losing Hedman.
Absolutely. Like, they're screwed with them too. And then, like, Korpisalo is just on fire. Like, he's on another one right now.
Here's the thing, though, too, with them, though. If something happens with him, kind of like how he felt after the let-up game,
yeah,
Elvis is out indefinitely.
That's fine.
So, I mean, if they lose Korpisalo, who's going to step in?
Yeah, but that's just, like, if they lose him. Like, you can say that about any team, though.
Yeah.
Like, who's going to step in? Who's going to step in for the Lightning if Vasilevsky goes down?
Well, that's going to be – I mean, that's the one thing I think. If that happens with Columbus, it's done.
Oh, because their goaltending's been such an anchor? Yeah, I can see that. I can see, like, some other teams maybe winning a couple games, like, even if their goalie goes down. But, like, that would be, I don't know, something like the Avalanche maybe. Like, the Golden Knights would be okay. Like,
this team, yeah. I mean,
the Bruins
this
could
team,
lose Rask and probably win with Halak. Like,
you look like a lot of these teams, though, they have, like, the up front to carry the team, even with the bad goalie or an irrelevant goalie. Boom.
Yeah.
Columbus, I mean, as good as Columbus, I like the Columbus forwards, like their defensemen. I don't think there's enough there, though, to carry themselves if they don't have one of those 2 guys.
Yeah, but, I mean, that's just if they don't have them.
Yeah.
If they have them the whole time, then they're fine.
Yeah. So I'm taking Columbus in 5. I think they're gonna ride it. Yeah, I think they're riding the wave of knocking Toronto off.
I'm gonna change this one. How do I change this?
So let's go to the battle of Torts future and past, or present and past. The Islanders versus Washington. Nolly has got the Islanders in 6 games. Our listeners, 83% of them took Washington.
He's got him in Islanders in 6. Like, yeah. I can see that. I had a hard time actually choosing this one.
I'm taking Washington in 7.
I initially put down Washington in 5. And I think my whole reasoning was just cause. I think it's going to be close games, but like just because the games are going to be close doesn't mean that they're going to swap who the winner is.
Yeah.
You know? And like it can be a good series. It could be a good 5-game series. And like each game can basically go to overtime, but
LA versus Vegas.
That was a 4-game series.
Yeah, and it was both every game.
And both goalies had like an under 3.0 goals against average and like over a 915 save percentage. And it was just like 2-1, 2-0, 1-0.
Yeah,
and like
that was
fucking insane.
That was a great series.
Exactly. But like I said, like that was an insane series where it was a sweep still. And you're like, how the fuck is that a sweep? Like those teams were so good. It's like, yeah, they just barely edged them out 4 games in a row. Like that's what happens.
Is Carlson gonna be back?
I don't know. Is John Carlson out?
Yeah, I don't think he played the round robin.
Oh, I have no idea. I haven't been paying attention to other people's like injuries. Just like I don't know.
They're hopeful he can play game 1.
Like I watched like the Islanders fucking win. I don't know.
So are you sticking with Washington in 5?
Yeah, why not? I just like I have a hard time like just choosing like one of the actual round robin teams going ahead.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, I mean, Washington probably could win, but dude, that one's up in the air for me. Either team can end up sweeping that series, and either team can end up winning that one in 7.
All right. That's a series that I think I'm most looking forward to in this first round out of the East.
Yep.
Carolina, Boston.
Yeah.
Nolly's taking Carolina in 7. 71% of our listeners took Carolina. I'm taking Carolina in 6.
I'm taking Carolina in 5.
See, I was debating 5 or 6. Like I was
gonna say sweep.
I think Boston's gonna show up. I think it's gonna be like Carolina's gonna win 3, and Boston's gonna show up for game 4, maybe game 5, and then Carolina's gonna be like, no, and then just fucking close it.
No, I could see Boston showing up game 4, but Carolina just being like, oh, now you want to play hockey, and still just shut them down.
This is a scary team.
Carolina looks so good. They're exciting. But yeah, I hope Carolina wins that one. I have Carolina winning the cup, actually.
In our bracket, I got Philly.
Philly looked good too.
Philly looks so good. I think they've only lost they at one point. I forgot what it ended up being. I think it was like they're won 14 their last 15 games, including like the end of before the pause through the exhibition and the round robin. It was like some ridiculous number like that.
Oh Jesus! They only gave up 3 goals in the round robin.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Did you see Philly's like NBC Sports Philadelphia? When they're doing like the press conference, how they've been doing like hilarious things. They're like the Carter Hart there, and they're like, the guy's so good that the league named their MVP after him 73 years before he was born.
Yeah, they've been doing that like all year, I think.
Yeah,
it's pretty funny.
Great. Yeah,
gotta love it.
All right, let's jump over to the West then. We'll start with what is it? St. Louis and Vancouver.
St. Louis, Vancouver.
Nolly took St. Louis in 6. 52% of our listeners took St. Louis. What do you got?
Vancouver in 6. And it's simply because, just like the Bruins, like they don't have it on right now. And if they're not going to have it on, I feel like they can easily get taken advantage of.
I'm taking Vancouver 7.
Ooh.
I think that their playoff experience last year is going to help them a lot, especially against like a young team that kind of is lucky to be there situation. But I think ultimately, like you said, they haven't turned it on yet. They got their dicks kicked in from exhibition through the round robin, it's not going to be enough for them to get going.
Yeah. Yeah. So Dallas, Calgary.
Calgary. Let's see. Nolly's taking Calgary in 6. 56% of our listeners took Calgary. I'm taking Calgary in 5.
I'm taking Dallas in 7.
Ooh.
Only because I think Calgary's going to have a much harder time as long as two of their top talents don't get injured, like I think that Dallas has more of an answer for Calgary than Winnipeg does. Like, they have much better guys on the back end bringing the puck up with Klingberg and Heiskanen. They have a equally good goalie in Ben Bishop, and then I think
I'm sticking with Carolina, but I'm changing it to 6 games. Or Calgary, I'm changing it to 6 games though.
Oh, okay. I think that the Stars will be good though. I mean, at least to get to the next round, and then I think they lose.
I always forget about the Stars.
They were a fucking goal away from possibly being where the Blues were last year.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, I have Dallas in 7 just because I'm like, fuck it. Why not?
Colorado versus Arizona. Nolly's got Colorado in 5. 76% of the listeners took Colorado.
I took Colorado in 5.
Colorado in 5?
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's going to – there's always one series that I'm just like, this makes no sense. And it's just like Montreal and Pittsburgh, and watch Arizona just win in 7 or something.
I'm taking Arizona in 6.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Dude, Darcy Kemper is on fire. That's the thing, too.
Darcy Kemper's on fire. You got playoff Phil. You got Taylor Hall, who's trying to prove the fact that he can still play, or not still play, that he deserves to get paid even with the fucking cap issues going on.
Yeah.
Then you got that core, or their young core, Hinostroza, Dvorak, Fisher, and all that kind of stuff. I feel like they have all the right pieces. Colorado's got great pieces, but I feel like if you can, it's kind of like Edmonton. If you can shut those guys, that top line down, really after that top line, maybe top 2 lines, I couldn't really tell you anybody on Colorado that is a game changer.
Yeah, I think that'll be a great series, actually. Because I feel like if Kemper stays hot and Arizona gets to Grubauer, they can make some noise. But yeah. Avalanche did play very good defensively. They only gave up 5 goals in the whole round robin.
Game 1 is going to determine. I know it's such an obvious thing, but I think if Colorado comes out and shits on Arizona game 1, it's going to be a quick series. If Arizona, even if they lose game 1, but they hold them and they keep it close, I think you're looking at 6 or 7 games.
Yeah.
All right.
Fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be. I think that might be
love playoff hockey.
That might be one of the most underrated series, I think, in this first round.
I think so too. Actually, I think Arizona doesn't get a lot of recognition just because. But
hey,
Colorado also just looks really good.
Arizona brings out Kachina full time. You will get more recognition. I guarantee it. Book it.
Book it.
All right, so last but not least, Vegas versus Chicago. Nolly took Vegas in 6. 67% of our listeners took Chicago. I am taking Vegas in 6 because every time I go against Vegas, they win. So now I'm trying to see if the mojo works the other way.
Oh, man. I was the only one that took the Hawks last time, and I was right.
Do it again?
But I don't think they'll win. That's the problem. It's just Vegas is so much more of a complete team than Edmonton was, and they're not just a one-line team. Their whole team's literally built around the fact that all 4 lines contribute.
They're a perfect example of what the Hawks were during their cup runs.
Yeah.
Next line up.
There's no joke as to why they came in. They won 3 games out of 3 games. They fucking, yeah, man, they're good.
They did that without Pacioretty, who's going to be coming back. So that's another weapon you're getting.
it's going to be rough. And I think that the Golden Knights are going to probably win it in 5.
In 5.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I honestly hope I'm so wrong.
Oh yeah, obviously, but it's like the same thing. I'm sticking with what I said with Edmonton. I don't think that the Hawks are going to win, but they are sure as hell going to make Vegas earn every single win that they get.
Absolutely.
And who knows? I think they could. I think obviously there's that chance they can upset them, but
as long as the Hawks give up the first goal within the first 3 minutes of every game, I'll be so comfortable that they're going to win. And also the fact that it's the Hawks versus Laner is also just amazing.
You got a little revenge series for Laner, and if for whatever reason he's not feeling it, you got playoff master Marc-Andre.
Playoff master? What? Playoff liability while he was on Pittsburgh, and then did okay in the playoffs. I don't know. Did they do well last year?
No, they got knocked out by San Jose after that controversial.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, way to give up 3 goals in 5 minutes, playoff master. And then, but like he did really well his first year in Vegas. But like before then, he was just a playoff liability, and that's why they were like.
I don't know. I still think would be. I still feel a lot more comfortable facing Laner than I do facing Marc-Andre.
Honestly, I think the both of them. If you like we said, if like you can get to him early and get in, just like I don't think they're anything like too crazy. That's the problem. You just got to get it to him early, and then it just kind of falls apart. Kublik's going to be huge. Doc's going to be huge. Tanner's going to be huge. Taze is going to be huge. Crawford just needs to be the biggest one of all because he's going to get it from 4 lines rather than just 2.
Yeah, that's my big concern about this. God, this is such a good team.
You can't have – this is the problem is we can't have a third line of Kajula, Strome, and Nylander out there not contributing and literally being not a presence out there.
And then
like Kajula, I feel so bad for Kajula, like skating around trying to bust his ass, and then it's like the 2 of them are like holding hands at the blue line.
Yeah.
So
God, I'm just looking at the roster, man. Like
yeah.
Stone, Pacioretty, Stasny, Carlson, Smith, Marchessault, Tuck, Ryan Reeves, who we really don't have anybody to answer Reeves. Like that's what sucks too about the way our team's built is that we don't have that enforcer. Like you don't need it as much anymore.
Body.
Yeah, like you just don't have that.
You know how easy it would be for them to just be like, okay, we're going to put Ryan Reeves out there actually a lot against you guys, and he's going to stand in front of your net, and there's nothing you can fucking do about it. And it's like, well, shit.
The Buffalo, yeah.
That's literally like all they have to do. Man, yeah, they're gonna be really fucking tough to play against.
It's gonna be a hard series.
Yeah.
But playoff hockey starts on Tuesday, tomorrow. So when you're listening to this, it starts pretty early, 2:00.
Get your drinks ready.
Yeah. And thank God when I saw the Hawks play at 10 or 9:30 tomorrow, and then I'm like, God damn it, this entire series is gonna be like that. No, rest of the game 5:30, 2:00, I think.
I'm so mad that when we went to the watch party and we were at Potes' place, that like the first thing I drank was White Claw. So I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll try these, and like had like a few of them, and then like kept drinking afterwards, and the Hawks won, and then they lost game 2, and I wasn't drinking, and then game 3 I grabbed a case of White Claw and they won. And then game 4, I grabbed a case of White Claw and they won. And it's like, all right, I'm going to have to buy some White Claw tomorrow and fucking drink it during the game.
Should have made it high noon, man. Much better. So, yeah, the Hawks scheduled 9:30 on Tuesday, 4:30 on Thursday, 7:00 on Saturday, 5:30 on Sunday, and then the rest are to be determined. So, and we get the NBC game on Saturday.
I'm so excited. It's tomorrow.
I know.
What time are the games all together tomorrow?
2:00 is the first one.
That's Blue Jackets and Lightning.
Yeah, 2:00.
Here we go. Game 1 of 4. Game 1 of 4. Blue Jackets are taking it.
2:00, 4:30, 7, and 9:30.
Luckily, they're not the fucking third team of 3 playing on that ice.
Yeah.
That was the worst. Well, perfect. Well, hell yeah, brother.
So I felt like an idiot because I'm trying to see. I'm like, oh, why doesn't Toronto play? Like, why are they giving them such a break? And I'm like, oh, shit, that's right.
Lumbus, baby.
Let's go Columbus.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dubois.
So any final thoughts?
Let's get to the real playoffs. These stats matter, and the games matter.
Oh, shit. Just seeing a little note here. Wild not committed to either goalie moving forward.
Oh. Fuck that. I don't care.
No, so
what? Who cares? Fuck
talent,
Wild. You stupid Mild. What are they talking about? Stalock and Dubnik?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Talon fired.
Yep.
And 0 COVID testing still throughout the bubble.
Yeah, and I just think that it's hilarious that Edmonton and Toronto are both out and not able to play in their home rinks.
God, that's amazing. So perfect.
Oh, also the fact that Sidney Crosby lost and got eliminated on his birthday.
Happy birthday, Sid.
Hey, Montreal just gave you the best gift. The rest of your summer to yourself.
You still get a 2-month off season before you got to do this again. So congratulations.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. So for Jarom, Tanner, what do we end up calling this one?
I don't know, the qualifier, the playoffs, the draft results. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
We'll figure it out.
So
I don't know. It's playoff time, baby. That's what it is.
The playoff time. Let's go.
Playoff time, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. So for Jarom, Tanner, we will we'll catch you on the next one.
Hell yeah, baby. Love you guys.